Colin Lloyd, mean, moody and magnificent, jaws baring his teeth in the opening set against Andre Welge. Lloyd leads 1-0 in a race to 3. Already seen plenty of action tonight in the big shock. Co Stompy is on his way home, beaten by Snakebite Peter Wright 3-1. Fellow Dutchman Roland Scholten going through in the prelims. Colin Lloyd 1-0 up on Andre Welge, as we say. Needs 2 more sets for a place in the second round. Later on, A.D. Lewis against Tony Eccles. Could be a tough test for Jackpot, that one. And last on this tasty menu, Ronnie Baxter against the aforementioned tripod, Roland Scholten.
Yes, great comeback that by Scholten. I rather felt it 2-0 down. He might be going out. It was in legs, of course. Short game, best of 7 legs, but he prevailed, and I think he'll give Ronnie a game, won't he, later? Can this lad give Colin Lloyd a game now? That's the question. The averages suggest that he can. 91 for Welge, 94 for Lloyd. Not a million miles between them. But Welge had one leg there where he let Lloyd in, missed doubles, and you can't afford to do that, Rod, can you at all?
No, very solid performance from Colin Lloyd, I think fair to say so far. John, scoring pretty well, a couple of 140s, a 180, and 3 out of 4 on the double, so that's a very satisfactory start for the big man from Colchester.
That's right, yeah. Welge just needs an extra shredded wheat in his game, doesn't he? It would certainly help his cause, that little bit of extra bite.
Good crowd in here at the Ali Pally tonight. Shout out to a gang from Manchester earlier. Come down to support A.D. Lewis. Kez and Co from Manchester come to see the Jackpot in action. We'll see him next against Tony Eccles, the Viper. Already seen one snake bite tonight, John. We're going to see the Vipers bite later against A.D. Lewis, do you think?
Well, we may well do. It will be interesting for sure. As the German looks to hold his throw here, get that first leg
96
on the board. Lost 3-0 in the opening set, and has left himself 147. 52 to leave 160.
147.
No treble 20. And that's not convincing, to be honest. That is 67 left. Treble 17.
97.
Well, 50 left. Now this is magic if he can do this, Rod.
Yeah, it's 2 in the red bit. Unlucky. Well, another one in there will leave him double 10.
100.
Well, interesting, John, here. Little 2 dart finishes. Who's going to hold the nerve to take this opening leg of the second set?
Well, advantage Welge, but not close to double 16.
34.
Nowhere near double 8.
60.
Methinks Lloyd is the answer to that question.
Well, he's been doubling out very well so far. Double top. Way, way, way off. Well, the first one was almost in a near miss with a passing jet, John. It was so far above the target, but the readjustment was brilliant.
Game on.
Well, talking of passing jets, the winner of this plays Mark Hilton, of course, the former air cabin man, who I thought was very eloquent in his interview last night after beating Steve Beaton.
91.
That was one of the surprises of the tournament. I don't think we're going to see a surprise result here somehow.
No, as I said, his record in the World Championships is very ordinary. Andre Welge has had a couple of visits to the Worlds. The Circus Tavern got beaten by Warren 3-0, then Dubbridge here 3-0 last year, and well, averaged 74 in one match and 83 in the other, and that ain't going to get the job done at this level, John, is it?
It isn't, especially with Lloyd on a 2/3 checkout stat. 4 out of 6 is impressive.
Yeah.
Got to pick himself up as well as the dart, this man.
Well, some of his throws have been good, John, haven't they? But some of them have been as wild as his hair.
58.
Well, he is hair, Welge.
Yes. We'd like to have as much hair as that, John, wouldn't we? That's wild as well from Lloyd. That's better. Some of his recovery darts have been great. We mentioned the one in the double top, which was way off, and then and there is a classic example, way into the 5 and 2 beautiful trebles.
Yes. Nice to watch, I must admit. That's a good last start. Good last start. Needed it. Lloyd here, likely to go 2 legs up. But he's doing it again, isn't he? Just that one dart. First dart, going to the left, and then finding the range. 104 for Lloyd. Welge then needs a really big score here.
This isn't going to be it, John, is it?
80.
Well, this is for 2-0, and in fact for a 5th straight leg for Colin Lloyd. Which way round? 10 for tops for Lloyd. Loves tops.
64.
Unlucky. But he'll be back for another 3 at it, John.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll be displeased with that effort. He wasn't a mile away. And I would expect him, as he did last time,
47.
to get it at this visit.
Require 40.
Oh, what a marker. You'd have thought that was a certainty. But he corrected himself. Second leg indeed to Colin Lloyd. 5 legs in a row. And imperative that he holds his throw here. The Bremen boy.
Lloyd hasn't missed any doubles when it's really mattered, John, has he? He's hit 5 out of 11, but he's never given his opponent a sniff, has he? They've been ones that haven't really counted for very much. The missed
That's
doubles.
right. He had 3 darts at a double at that previous visit when his opponent was way away.
Well, Welge now, like the German vegetarian, John, must be fearing the worst.
100.
Yes, I guess you're right. It's almost 2 sets to 0.
140.
But Jaws a ton 40, stamping in his authority, possibly on this leg as well. But this is good stuff. This is good stuff. That is very, very good stuff. Yes, it leaves him on a bogey, but what the heck? You couldn't do anything about that. A maximum's a maximum. Puts him right in this leg.
60.
Turns the leg around in his favour.
Second of the match for Welge, John, and curiously, no 140s. Don't see that too often, do you? 2 max and no 140s. They're the scores that do the real damage, aren't they?
They are, absolutely. You plough in the 140s. Look, he's got 8 tons. If half of those had been 140s, he would have had perhaps a leg or 2 on the board by now. 130 by Lloyd, just to let him know. 66 he needs. He's finishing. 3 darts at a double so far in this game haven't been convincing. But double 8, double 4 for a lovely, neat tidy up. No,
58.
Yet to hit a double.
Colin, you require 91.
Well, Lloyd can wrap up set 2. That's okay, that keeps him on target. That's great for double 9 for Lloyd.
73.
Well, Welge, who can't win a leg, hasn't got off the big fat 0. Will he this time?
Yes, he's underway.
Andrew Welge.
And
4th leg, Colin 2.
that will give him some added confidence for sure. By golly, he needs it, because Lloyd at the moment
140.
5 ahead on the averages, 6 ahead on the averages, and 4 140s to Lloyd, none yet to Welge. In fairness, Lloyd has 10 3-figure scores, and so does Welge.
45.
But he's got 8 tons, hasn't he? Not a 140 to his name.
Those ton 40s just do a lot of damage. It's not doing any damage. There's that ton table that John was referring to. 10 3-figure scores for both players. That's that middle column, 4-0. Now this might be one, John.
Well, he didn't get the 140 either, Rod, did he? That was down as a ton plus.
Lloyd, former world number 1
55.
back in the day, although you'd have to say, in fairness, that was really due to the vagaries of the ranking system. He played more tournaments than Phil Taylor, who obviously still was the best player in the world, but I think you could make a fair case that he was the second or third best player in the world at that time. 2:04, 2:05 time, John.
Oh, he was buzzing. From 2001 onwards, I think Lloyd really came to the fore for 4 or 5 years. And yes, his golden years were 2004, 2005. Gets his second 180 and puts himself in pole position in this fourth leg of the second set. Should polish it off possibly with this next visit for 2-0.
Still on here. Well, bullseye, and he will go for it with Welge on a finish. Oh, wire bender. Well, 170 was the checkout that Lloyd won the World Match Play with in 2005. Is he going to get a taste of his own medicine? Maybe. That's one spoonful. Unlucky, just deflected down.
Yes, that 170 back at
97.
Blackpool at the Winter Gardens, probably the most famous in darting history as a result of it, because it was the last throw of the tournament, and that's the last throw of this set. That's Lloyd winning by 2-0. Doesn't look too concerned, but won't want to take his foot off the pedal.